Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Sunday, January 3rd, 2016. Ron Blackwolf here in the Lynn-Life, Betty Jean in the Jamie Body Mind. We have other teammates in many other aspects, most of us in the subatomic physical dimension from the perspective of the spirit world viewers, and all of us working with our channels up to discern what now, what are the instructions from wiser minds above with regard to living our soul plans. All of us have the intention to work together to manifest the divine plan right now, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do. Wiser minds above, noticing the divine plan hasn't been manifesting, have set a deadline of January 17th, 2017, by which to provide a collective restart. Everybody's good and stuck. Let's start again, try again as a community of oneness. We intend to do what is ours to do to make that happen. The next deadline on our plates is January 17th, in a couple weeks. With that, the videoed portions of today's efforts begin. I see Glenn.
That's true.
He's sitting in a room and he's by himself.
This empty room feeling.
It does feel like an empty room, and he feels at a loss.
That's true.
And he feels like he's failed so many times he doesn't know how to succeed.
That's true.
Maybe he feels like he doesn't remember how to succeed.
What's the feeling?
Yes. Glenn, can you hear us?
Nodding.
Yes. One thing that's occurred to us in this morning's efforts is that many of us have left bits of ourselves throughout the subatomic as we come in effort after effort, experience after experience, attempting to make a difference, and that we refresh our souls at least once a day, and that soul energy is dissipating some way, somehow.
That's true.
And it stands to reason that we're leaving bits of ourselves behind us. Does that make sense to you, Glenn?
He's nodding.
Now, for some of us, such as Ulysses is functioning really well right now, and we see his lower souls are hazards, problems on the course. And so to keep Ulysses separated from his hazards on the course selves probably makes it easier for him to fulfill his destiny right now.
That's true.
But you seem to be struggling.
That's true.
Stuck. And your intentions are as good as it gets.
That's true.
I don't think it's possible to get better intentions. And so perhaps what would be helpful is to use a comb, kind of like a flea comb,
yes.
A very fine comb, and comb up through the levels of the subatomic around you and deeper than where you are right now, wherever you are, and intend to draw to yourself aspects of yourself who actually want to live their soul plans, who actually want to fulfill their destinies, who actually want to manifest the divine plan right now, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do. And to comb through time as well.
Oh, that makes a big difference.
Maybe 15 months ago, future commander came into a class that was being taught to the Christ Presence community, the Christ Presence Initiative. And he was such an inspiration to the team at the time.
That's true.
Where is that, Glenn? Let's see if we can find him, comb him together into you. Does this make sense to you, Glenn?
Yeah, so far so good.
Yes, let's all do this. Each of us for ourselves and for the community. That's also true. To comb in those aspects of self who actually want to do it. Those aspects who actually want to know what's true. Those aspects of ourselves who actually want to be true servants of spirit. Those aspects of ourselves who actually want to manifest the divine plan no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do. Blackwolf is saying he's finding this extraordinarily helpful.
That's true.
To deepen our merge with the Search for Truth community so that we're a group healing effort, all of us combing for ourselves and for the community, for ourselves and for the community. for ourselves and for the community, those aspects of the community who want to manifest the divine plan right now with their channels up, following the instructions from wiser minds above. Because there are many aspects of self who say they want to manifest the divine plan, but they want to do it their way.
That's true.
And that never works, and they become hazards on the course and have to leave.
That's true.
And we have lost many dear companions in that way. We believe this recent Black Wolf experiment, so-called Black Wolf experiment,
Yes.
has been conducted by people who have good intentions. Their intentions don't feel bad.
No, I don't.
They seem to have been testing this basic concept of keeping the channels up. They seem to have wanted to know whether or not that was actually necessary. So they took Black Wolf when his energy body was really, I think, pretty much perfect.
That's true.
And smashed and twisted his channels so that they would stay flat and down.
That's true.
And they did that as he was leaving the seat, wasting a month's usage of the most valuable resource we have, and sending him out into his job with his energy body trashed.
That's true.
Well, with his energy body broken so that it then became trashed. It was broken and then it absorbed the ambient lies of the world's around it.
That's true.
And he was working in thing one, which is a place of lies. Unfortunately. Combing through time for those aspects of ourselves who want to put our channels up and follow the instructions from wiser minds above, those aspects of ourselves who trust that wiser minds above do in fact know better, who are humble enough to think wiser minds know better, who are courageous enough to be willing to do scary things, even when they're feeling the fear, to feel the fear and do it anyway, who are just willing to get up and follow instructions. Now, stretching end to end with this zooming motion, but with the intent to integrate tighter and tighter the aspects of self who actually intend to manifest the divine plan, the aspects of self who actually intend to step up and into our destinies, the aspects of self who intend to fulfill our potentials, the aspects of self who intend to be true servants of spirit. And being a servant of spirit requires channels up, and the Black Wolf experiment has proven that. And to our viewing audience upstairs, if you aren't ready to acknowledge that, then you are like those people who want to say that reincarnation hasn't been proven when it has been.
That's true.
And if that's the case, then this is not your right place, because what you want to do is deny reality. You're like climate change deniers. If that's the case, please leave. But if you are willing to accept the results of your own experiment, the Black Wolf experiment, if you are ready to acknowledge that our channels must be up in order for us to work effectively as a member of a team that's led by spirit, then put your channels up. If not, then now is the time for you to leave. Go elsewhere. Go anyplace else. Anyplace else. I notice how a lot of people want to argue with that.
That's true.
Okay, no problem. Adios. Off you go.
That's true.
Boom, boom. And they're angry. They're flinging off and they feel angry. Goodbye, friends. Boom, boom. That's basic. That's level 1, day 1, from the morning.
That's true.
Basic, first things first, energy alignment, channels up. That is the first thing we say.
That's true.
Now, we each have this potential. And Glenn, your potential is so beautiful. And in addition to potential, we have our choices.
That's
choice
true.
In every single moment. Every moment life begins again. Every moment we can make a new choice. Other things might matter equally, but nothing matters more than making good choices.
That's true. Glenn looks a little bit jumbled, like the pieces of his energy have come back in.
Oh, let's groom him. You're
Yeah.
right. They don't. Let's groom all of us.
All of us.
Melt, smooth, integrate. And what do we know? We know that people act differently in different environments.
That's
and
true.
So presences, when they are with us, react one way, and when they are separate from us, react another way.
That's true.
And for us to not be confused about that, and to know that when we remove our focus from people, often they fall apart. We worked with Pan, for example, for 6 months, and when we would be focusing on him, it would seem like it was worth the investment of effort.
That's true.
But over and over again, when we removed the focus, he would fall apart. We see that Luce is playing that pattern out right now, is that we have spent days trying to get him to do what he's supposed to do, and he's not choosing to do it, and so he is falling apart.
That's true.
And we know that this is just a phenomenon, and so we're not confused about that. But that doesn't mean that we aren't willing to try again when the instructions come. Try again to help, in this case, Glenn. Then we try. Okay, let's help. What's squeezing out are things that are lodged very deeply in Glenn's way of being.
That's true.
And that hold him back. The reference to the alchemist hands means this is changing something fundamentally. An alchemist in classic literature changes base metals like iron to gold.
That's true.
And that's what we're attempting to do for Glenn right now, is to help him change fundamentally. And somebody's asking, why do we do this for Glenn? And they're just waiting to see if I answer the question correctly or incorrectly.
Yes.
We do this for Glenn because his intentions are so stellar.
That's true. It's alchemy of a soul.
Alchemy of the soul. Now, when he comes out of it, he's still going to have the opportunity to make his choices in every moment, and he has well-entrenched habits of bigotry that seem to be what mess him up every single time. It seems to be the bigotry.
That's true.
That gets him making a bad choice that is harmful to the effort. So, Glenn, your opportunity is going to be to make different choices. Intend to err on the side of, I guess, affirmative action is what you would say.
That's true. Try to be too inclusive.
Too inclusive. And affirmative action.
That's
to make
true.
it right to all the categories of sentience who have been recipients of bigotry in the past. Machines, tools, ethereal presences, of course nature realms presences, of course physical dimension presences. Everything that a Christ presence would be bigoted against.
That's true.
Because, Glenn, you are a Christ presence. You are the Christ presence of the red planet before it was destroyed.
That's true. Oh, he's crying now.
Yes. And he's talking about Christ's presence gatherings and how at the time he didn't see how bigoted they were because everybody was saying the same things. But now that he looks back on it, he can see that there were even there was bigotry from Christ's presences against angels, just as I know this, I Ra and I Black Wolf, this is also joining me, as angels, we know there is bigotry from the angelic community against the Christ presence community. It's real and it lives on, and we are working against that bigotry, to wear it off.
That's true.
And to see ourselves as members of an interdimensional team is helpful to us. And to say, I'm not defining myself as an angel or a Christ presence, but I'm defining myself as a member of Team Awakening, a member of the Search for Truth community, we find very helpful. Change the definition of self, wear a different hat. I'm here as a member of the Search for Truth community, and I have my channels up.
That's true. Asking for the work to be made right.
I feel this presence, and it feels like a very young presence up above.
That's true.
But it has pureness, truth, and integrity. He's taking the work. It feels very young, a very young person.
That's true.
Taking the work. Possibly one of those young higher souls of Luz.
That feels like it, and he's holding it very gently.
Like it's a precious object.
That's true.
Okay.